Alright, so quite a few people have expressed interest in the Glitchless Diffindo skip, so I've decided to make this tutorial for it. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer, I am by no means the best at it or anything like that. However, what I can do is like share insights into the strat, my own experience, backups for if anything goes wrong, stuff that can go wrong, what you can do about it, and of course show you the health route, right? Because you're gonna want to make potions. Um, well, if you're going for like the same route that I am. But yeah, a thing to note, I do not recommend this strategy for beginners simply because it's very difficult. It is a huge sequence break. It's the biggest sequence break that's been found since Dumbledore skip for the category. So I recommend getting a time of like 48, 47-ish before you dabble with this, just to get kind of like a basic feel for like the movement, the mechanics. You want to be comfortable with the game. You want to be comfortable with controlling Harry. You want to be comfortable with like the levels, used to the movement and stuff like that. Of course, if you want to go for it any earlier, then by all means be my guest. I am not going to gatekeep or stop anyone. Anyone is free to go for this. It really is quite the cool strategy. It's just a little bit of a recommendation from my end. Maybe do like a couple of runs, grind the game down to kind of get a feel for what HP2 has to offer as a speed game and how the movement works. Alright, so we're gonna begin with the health route. So the health route is gonna start all the way here in Snape's office. You're gonna be making a potion. However, you're also gonna be doing something else. As you're picking up the ingredients, you're also gonna shoot the bark over there. Oh, I kind of messed that up completely. But yeah, again, picking up the ingredients, and then shooting the bark, and then going like that, right? So yeah, once again, open the chest, stand on it, pick up the ingredients. As you're making your way to the cauldron, snipe this, and then go. You only need to snipe the bark. I'm gonna show you why in a second. And yeah. So after that, you're gonna play through Scourge and Bicorn normally. Our next step starts in Bicorn. Alright, so the next part of our route will continue in Bicorn. So here, when you make it to this room, you actually wanna take the damage from this fall, because you're gonna be drinking a potion anyway, so don't bother getting a ledge grab to save health, since you're gonna wanna, you know, be damaged to drink the potion. Here, when you make it to this room, you want to shoot the bark, the button, and then the mucus, in that order. So that's bark, button, mucus. Let me show it one more time. So we're going to be taking the damage here. Boom. Then we're going to be doing it normally right here. And then we're going to go bark, button, mucus. Just like that. So the rest of the level you're going to be playing normally, except for one specific part, which I'm going to show right now. So yeah, you're going to be playing this normally. When you make it here, after the bridge with the pixies, you're going to open this door, and there's going to be one more mucus here. Pick that up. So yeah, that's where you're going to be getting the second mucus, and from here, you just finish the level. Yep, glitchless, glitchless, regular old glitchless stuff and shenanigans. So when you make it out, you will notice the bark that we sniped earlier will be somewhere along this proximity. So we're gonna go ahead and pick it up, and we're gonna make 2 potions. Like that. And now we have 3 potions, just like that. That is, as far as we know, the fastest route for ingredients for 2 potions. At least right now. If you missed the last mucus in Bicorn, that's okay. There's another one you can get here. However, please keep in mind you cannot jump over this table. So you need to like go all the way around, pick it up, and then make the potions here. It's a little bit slower than the last one in Bicorn, but yeah, that's what it is. Alright, so off to the next part of the strategy. Alright, so before I go over the Diffindo route and what you're actually supposed to do, I quickly want to make this segment solely dedicated on frog manipulation, how chocolate frogs work, and how to control their movement, because you can actually control their movement quite well. Um, as you can see, the frog is jumping, or doing rather seemingly random jumps in a proximity around its spawn point. It's going to keep doing that basically forever until it detects Harry. And when it initially detects Harry, it's going to do 3 long jumps in a direction that basically dodges the one you're approaching from. It's actually quite clever design from the developers. That way the frog will dodge you and try to, not be eaten and say no. So when it detects Harry, it's going to do 3 long jumps like this. Oh, it's actually a bad example. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. And when it loses Harry again, it's going to jump back to its spawn until it notices you again, and then it's going to, try to dodge you again. That's why chocolate frogs are notoriously difficult to pick up in this game. It can be quite annoying, as you can see. Now, after the 3 long jumps, the frog will transition into small jumps, and as you can see, he's still gonna try to dodge you, like he's still going in the opposite direction from which I'm approaching. But this time, like, its intention is to get eaten. This time it's slow enough for us to, consume him. So it's quite clever design. It's gonna dodge you at the start, and after it dodges you 3 times, you can eat the chocolate frog, which is useful for just to know for like at any point throughout the run where you're gonna need a frog. Just try to manipulate the long jump in a direction, like for example here where it can't jump away, and then you can pick him up immediately. But yeah, why is this significant to us? Well, because like what do we know so far? We know that the frog will dodge us, basically go the opposite direction from the one we are approaching, which is already pretty huge, but we also know that the frog will transition into small jumps, making it a lot easier to actually kind of control which way he's going. So how do you actually manipulate a frog? Well, it's rather simple, actually, surprisingly. All you need to do is approach from the side you want to go, you want it to go towards, and then just tap forward. Like notice how I'm to the frog's left, and each time I approach from its left, it's going to the right. Each time I approach from the right, it's going to the left. So yeah, notice my inputs here. I'm using single inputs, and I can control this frog and basically make it go wherever I want. What you want to do is like always be sort of like looking at the frog and approach from one of its directions, like from its far left or from its far right, like this. Not from the middle, because from the middle, then you need to like do stuff like that, which is kind of slow, but it also does the job done. And yeah, this is how you control a frog. This is another frog in Diffindo. As you can see, as soon as it loses me, it's going to do a long jump towards its spawn, and then the entire process will restart. I recommend practicing frog movement with this frog, just because there's really nothing that can, distract you here. You can practice, for example, getting the frog over there, or getting it all the way over there. If you wanted to move in a straight line, you can do stuff like that, where you make it hop like 4 times in a direction and then like turn it the other way, like this. And it's a lot faster than doing this, for example. Yeah. And that is how you control a chocolate frog. Make sure you're far enough away from the... I can actually be quite far, like as you can see, for it to do the jumps. So yeah, make sure you don't accidentally pick it up. And yeah, once again, if you approach it from its left, it's always, rather, sorry, if you approach it from its right, it's always gonna go left. If you approach it from its right, it's always gonna go left. And the opposite, like vice versa. So yeah, that's how you control a frog. Basically, you want to have your camera towards one of his directions at all times, and That way you can, you know, actually control him and make him go in a straight line like this. But yeah. Now off to the actual Diffindo route. Now for the Diffindo route, you still want to hold the double right. You want to jump over this. And after that, this is where we deviate a little bit. We're gonna shoot the snail over there. Then we're gonna shoot the vines over here. We're gonna let this guy charge us. And we're gonna push him in with 3 flipendos. Over here, when we get to this snail, we're gonna push him with 3 flipendos and then shoot him with a Rictus Sempra, like that. We're gonna go vine, snail, vine, 1, 2. And then we're gonna push this guy in here. We're gonna wait for him to wake up, and then we're gonna Rict him. So, showing the entire process once again, double right, we're gonna do this jump. We are going to shoot the snail, shoot the vines, wait for the snail here, do 3 flipendos, 1, 2, 3, then we're gonna do 3 flipendos on this guy, and a Rictus Sempra, then we go vine, snail, vine, 1, 2, and then we push this guy in here. Oh, damn. Now I recommend making the save state here once you already have this snail kind of underneath the save book. Somewhere in this proximity should be good, maybe a little bit more forward. But yeah, so what we actually need to do after we do that is we want to make the frog, which is going to be spawned right over here at this gate. We want to make him jump 3 times to the right. So the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna approach from his left like this and do 1, 2, 3 jumps. So once again, that is 1, 2, 3 jumps, okay? And then it's gonna transition into small jumps, as you already know. So what do we do after the 3 jumps? Usually I want to keep the frog on this little kind of like white-ish, grayish area of the carpet. So use that as a visual cue, because that's usually a great spot to have the frog to push the snail on top of it rather easily. So again, that is, oh, that didn't count. 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically push it here and push the snail on top. So from here, we're gonna wanna manipulate the frog in front of the door like this. You can actually turn it around like that, rotated with the snail, and we're gonna wanna hit this trigger behind us as soon as we have it on the mover. And there we go. That is the first and most notoriously difficult or infamous version of the strategy. Or rather, first part of the strategy. So let's break it down real quick. We want to make the frog jump 3 times here, and then we want to position it anywhere on the white area of this carpet. Okay, so that's anywhere. It can be this corner, it can be this corner. It's actually a little faster if you do it here. It can be the middle. Doesn't matter, as long as it's in the white area, the frog will be centralized quite well. After that, you need to work quite quickly, because if the frog loses you at any point, it's gonna jump back to its spawn, as we've already seen it do before. So what to make this easier, I actually recommend just you know, imagining the frog is here and then going like all the way around without getting stuck and pushing the snail forward and then grabbing the save book, right, with a save state. So yeah, that's like that. For example, the frog is there, I'm gonna push the snail there. For example, the frog is over there, I'm gonna push it there, etc, etc. But yeah, you want to be quite quick. You don't want to stop moving at any point, because if you stop moving, the frog will lose you. And as soon as you shoot the snail, hold forward. That way the frog, the odds of the frog losing you are actually quite low. If it does lose you, it's going to transition into long jumps, which are still savable, but as you can see, like with the geometry of this room, there's a very high chance that the snail will fall off, okay? So yeah, once again, if you want to play it really safe, like wait for the snail to wake up again and then go. What do I mean by that? I call that second awakening. You do 1, 2, 3, and then you do 1, 2. Basically, just position the frog wherever you need to, like this. Wait for the snail to wake up, shoot him down, and then go, like this. So if the snail is on one side, you can actually use the wall to kind of adjust him. But be careful, don't push the frog on the same wall like twice, because sometimes the snail can clip through the frog and it's actually quite annoying. Now, where you want the snail is right here. Or rather, right here. You want him touching this mover, like actually coming in physical contact. It will not work if it's on this side. It will not work if it's on the middle. It will only work if it's literally touching the mover right here at the top. So yeah, this part is gonna take quite a bit of practice. This is the quote-unquote difficult part to get used to. So again, that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and we push the snail on top. If this happens, then the frog lost me. And the way to back it up is, well, basically start the entire process over. Oh, I completely botched it. Yeah, stuff like that can go wrong, as you can see. And the way to back it up is just, you know, wait for the snail to wake up again, put the frog in a good location, and then just go again. But yeah, the more you practice it, the easier it becomes. Of course, try to move the frog in a straight line when possible, because it is quite a bit faster. Here you can turn it around like this, and I'm gonna turn it around one more time and then go double back and hit the trigger. Now, sometimes the frog will jump back to its spawn anyway, even if you have it at like the right location. As far as we know, there's nothing you can do about that. It is quite RNG. However, the trigger you want to make it to that closes the door is this little round trigger right here. So I just hold double back and do 2 jumps up, and as soon as I'm up here, I jump back down and check if I got it or not. So yeah, repeating the entire process again. You're gonna do 1, 2, 3 long jumps, then position the frog at like the white, then shoot the snail as fast as you possibly can, and then we're gonna transition to manipulating the frog. There we go. Stuff like that can happen. To avoid this from happening, what you can do if the snail is all the way to the left of the frog, for example, push the frog a little bit to the right and then continue to kind of like centralize the snail a little better. It's worth pointing out that the snail will wake up at some point while on top of the frog, and usually the snail takes roughly 10 to 15 seconds to wake up. So yeah, you gotta keep that in mind. Make sure you don't flipendo it early, only shoot Rictu at it when it's actually awake. When it wakes up, it's always gonna go to the left. So for example, if he wakes up here, you're totally fine. You can still like just not stun him and go, but if you're worried, you can still stun him and then go. So once again, that is 1, 2, 3, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, for example, and then we push the snail on top. Now it transitioned to long jumps. From here, I actually have to kind of adapt to this, because otherwise, you know, something like that will happen. If the frog loses you, it is a problem, but at least you have a save book, so you can like reload, try again. It really is quite nice to back up, which is why I recommend pushing the snail on top of the frog and then immediately taking the save book. Like, that allows for pretty quick retries if something goes wrong along the way. But yeah, once again, let's do this 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Then we're gonna push the snail and approach from forward like that. The snail will wake up, which is completely fine. Yeah, here I'm gonna have to actually kind of adapt to this. I'm gonna turn him around and then turn him around like that, and then I'm gonna go. And yeah, that is the strategy. Let me try showing off a scenario in which the frog actually jumps away, because there's legitimately nothing you can do about that. It just sometimes happens, and it is quite annoying. This is actually kind of a Monk W result here. So I'm gonna try to use the walls to my advantage there to kind of get the snail in place, as we just did. Okay. Turn him around like that. Let's see if the frog will jump away. Okay, it didn't. But there is a chance for you did you did everything right, and the frog jumps back to its spawn. It's a rather low chance, especially if you're like fast with your inputs and like all the way back up. But yeah, just keep in mind that that's something that can happen. There's nothing we can really do about it. You just need to reload and try again. I found it like with fast retries, it loses me like 15-ish seconds per retry. But yeah, it doesn't really happen often, but that is something to keep in mind. But yeah, after the mover is blocked, what you're gonna want to do is shoot the rope and then grab this mushroom. This mushroom, and this mushroom. So basically the three biggest mushrooms. This one, and this one. We're gonna start with the smallest mushroom. We're gonna take it all the way back. Be careful with the snails. You don't want to accidentally trigger a potion. You can actually eat the frog now if you're uncertain of your health or if you're low, because you still have enough damage to like drink the potion, right? So from here, you want to get a ledge grab here. Be careful to not jump with space, because if you jump with space, it throws the mushroom, right? So you want to have like a different jump key here. So you want to get a ledge grab here. Alright, get the ledge grab so the mushroom is right here. Then we want to go all the way back. All the way back. Like this. Then we're gonna take this mushroom. We're gonna jump down like that. Be careful not to walk into any snail goo. We're gonna position ourselves a little to the right, kind of like this, because we're going that way. And here we're gonna drink the potion. And as you can see, our tower has started. We want to take damage on the way back, either from the shrooms or the snails. Just a little bit of damage. And we're gonna take this mushroom. And we're gonna go all the way back here. And we're gonna drink it kind of like towards the corner, like this. And then we're just gonna jump here and finish the level normally. And that is Diffindo skip, the OG glitchless Diffindo skip from a year ago, or as people call it, the shroom stacking method. Now, there is another method that is worth pointing out, and that is the shroom boost method, which is roughly 40 seconds faster, and is a lot more difficult, and it only requires one potion. I'm gonna show you how to go for it, if you want to go for it every time. And also how to back it up if you fail it, like the different cycles you can get and whatnot. So let's get to that immediately. I'm just quickly gonna load the save from when we got the frog. We're gonna have to adjust the snail here. It's actually kind of unfortunate. Alright, let's do the entire level from scratch. Alright, so for the shroom boost, we're actually chasing a cycle here. What we want to happen is this guy who's going all the way back to come over here, and basically by the time he's here and charging at us, we want to be done with the frog, right? So that's actually a lot more difficult than it seems, and that cycle is pretty hard to catch. If you miss it, you lose like up to 15 seconds. So yeah, very, very difficult strat. But I'm gonna try to show it off here as best as I can and show you how to kind of like secure the cycle. Because you can make him charge at you while you're still there with the frog to make sure that he doesn't leave. And also I'm gonna show you Cake's setup where he shoots it before triggering the unskippable cutscene. Alright, so let's go all the way back here. We're gonna shoot the snail. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then boom. And then we're gonna be like try to be as fast as we possibly can be with the frog. Like as you can see, like the guy is approaching already. So what I like to do is like stall and let him charge me like that. And after that I'm gonna go back down, shoot him. And I'm gonna pick up the smallest mushroom, that one over there, like to the left of the, you know, the one we get for the stack. So after you pick up the smallest mushroom, I'm actually gonna make a save state here. We're gonna wanna go between the pot and the watering can here. We're gonna have the snail charge us. We're gonna get up here, and we're gonna do this. Now, what did I just do? Okay, so basically the idea is you get on top of the watering can, and I'll actually explain my setup. You have the snail detect you kind of like from here, from this little corner here, a little bit more forward maybe. You have him detect you, then you go all the way back here. You stand here for less than a second, then you jump on top of the watering can, and you want to position Harry's head kind of like in between this brick texture right here. Like you can barely see it. And then you will hear the snail charging at you, and as soon as you see him on screen, you're gonna want to drink the potion and jump at the same time and hold single right. So that's drink the potion, jump, and hold right. Every single input at the same time. So like that. And after you get on top of the mushroom, which will be bouncing off the snail, you want to hold double forward, single left. Those are the inputs I use. And actually, kind of like try to time the second jump. So like, for example, if I'm on top here, I drink, I jump on top of the mushroom, I hold double forward, single left, and then I jump again. It's a very quick succession, very difficult trick, a little bit of RNG involved on which direction the shroom will go in. But yeah, that is the one shroom setup for the Diffindo skip. So let's show it once again. It's very easy to fail, but if you fail, I'm gonna show you what to do to back it up. You're gonna want him to charge you. There you go. I didn't get on top of the shroom this time. I'll show you what to do when that happens in a little bit. But yeah, basically do all inputs at the same time, like that. And then you will be up here. Now, let's say I fail it. Like, for example, I mistime my potion drink so I don't get on top of the mushroom, right? What do we do then? So there are two options for you to choose from. First of all, if you made an extra potion, let's say I failed it here. If you made an extra potion, you can shoot the snail, push it over there, and then try again. Oh, actually, you want to take damage before you try again. So maybe take damage from him before you shoot him. And then immediately go for it again. Or the second thing you can do is, let's say I fail it. Okay, let's say I failed it. Let's say I fail it, shoot the snail, grab the mushroom, immediately transition back to the shroom stack. So we're going to be transitioning back to the shroom stack. We're going to go all the way back, and we're going to take the two biggest mushrooms, okay? So this one and that one. And then we obviously want to take a little bit of damage so that we're able to, you know, drink the potion. From here, we're going to, you know, jump down here. Now for this, it's actually a lot more difficult than it seems to stack from the smallest shroom. So try your best not to like drop the mushroom, but we want to be going in like kind of a diagonal. like this. So like if this mushroom is here, the next one should be in this direction. So we're gonna take damage one more time. And we're gonna be drinking it in this direction. Kind of like this. And from here, we're just gonna jump and grab here. Now, it is worth noting that due to this mushroom's small collision, this stack is a lot more difficult. So make sure you make the stack as crooked as possible. Because if it's too straight, then you're not going to be able to make this jump. So yeah, and that is basically Diffindo skip. If you miss the cycle, let's say for example, you didn't make it, usually what's gonna happen is, for example, the guy's going in that direction. Then what you do is you basically wait for him to finish his cycle, and then you let him charge you from that direction instead. Again, same setup, let him charge you, drink the potion, jump at the same time, hold right, and then double forward, single left. It's very, very difficult, this trick, but with a lot of practice, it really does become semi-consistent. A lot of top runners are not gonna enjoy it because there's a little bit of RNG involved on which way the mushroom gets boosted, which, you know, kind of like can play a role in how much boost speed you get, which direction you get boosted in, because you can like end up over there and stuff like that. But yeah, the third scenario, for if you miss the cycle of the snail is, for example, he is turning around all the way over there. And that is the cycle I usually get in runs, okay? So I'm gonna show you how to back that up without losing almost any time. So let's say like he is turning around. You're gonna want him to charge you here. And go all the way back. And then go over here. And then let him charge you again. And then perform the strat like that. I kind of fumbled my inputs there. But yeah, that is the backup for if he is turning around there. Have him charge you somewhere here so he can complete his cycle faster. Let me show it one more time. Oops. Say we'll be approaching from here. Like again, he's turning around. And then the backup is let him notice you here. Make him cut his corner. Complete his cycle. Then he's gonna go all the way back and, well, we'll transition into doing this. And that's how you back it up. But yeah, that is the Diffindo skip we do in HP2 Glitchless. I know this video has gone on for quite a bit longer than it should have. If you end up drinking all of your potions, like for example, you attempted the Shroom boost, failed it, and then had to use your 2 potions to, you know, get, yeah. I can't speak. If you have no potions, basically, what you can do, if you want a potion for Snake, the fastest variant is you pick up this mucus at the end of Diffindo. Then you pick up the star, you play the rest of the game, yada yada yada. Then when you make it to Forest, you're going to encounter these 2 bow truckles right here, right? Or these 3 bow truckles, rather. So we're gonna be shooting one of them and getting the ingredient. And after that, we're gonna be brewing the potion in forest. Like this. If you want the potion for snake. Alternatively, if you're confident that you will make it in terms of health, obviously, probably the best place to do it in is get the ingredients at the end of chamber 2. These two, after the boulder chase. And then brew the potion right here. It really is your call. Those ingredients at the end of chamber 2 are faster than these ones, and yeah, that is basically Diffindo skip. If you have any questions about, you know, the frog manipulation, which is the hard part, leave a comment down below, and also don't hesitate to contact me on Discord if you want me to kind of like explain it. What I see a lot of people doing wrong is they approach the frog from the same direction and it keeps going like in another direction, and also like they struggle with keeping the snail on top of the frog, right? Because they'll bump it in walls and then it will fall off. But that's a lot of stuff that will get fixed with practice. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. It will seem impossible at the start. I'm like, everybody struggles, so let me know if you have any questions. That is basically how you do it, or at least how I do it. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching and see ya.